Dmitri?
Dmitri! Move!
Kraven!
The movie begins with Sergei Kravenov, known as Kraven, who's introduced to a Russian prison. He is escorted through the facility, which draws the attention of both inmates and guards. He is taken to a room where Kraven meets his cellmate, who remarks that he hates cellmates. And Kraven responds that they already have something in common.
Последний пассажир придется месяц.
Я здесь больше 3 дней не буду.
Later, while exercising, two men approach Kraven and ask him to leave the place as it is their private territory. Kraven is then brought before Semyon Chorny. Chorny asks him if he knows who he is, and Kraven replies he is Semyon Chorny, leader of the Kirov gang. Chorny is surprised to learn and questions his identity, and Kraven responds he is a hunter, which Chorny considers a myth.
Ну что, охотник?
Как тебя зовут и кто тебя послал?
Kraven.
Заключенный сбежал! Куда подойти? Не дай ему уйти!
So how'd it go?
Good for me. Bad for him.
The movie flashes back to the past when Sergei Kravenov's father arrived to collect him and his brother from boarding school. During the car ride, he tells them their mother was weak and sick in her mind. That is why she took her life, making children sad and angry at the same time. Nikolai wants them to get ready to take over his drug trafficking business, but both are not interested in that.
Where are we going, Papa? To the funeral?
If you take on life, you do not get honor of funeral.
In Tanzania, a young girl, Calypso Ezili, is living with her grandmother. She saw Calypso handling her tarot cards. Her grandmother tells her that the cards are not mere playthings but tools of divination that can reveal insights into the future. She proceeds to instruct Calypso on the proper method of laying down 3 cards, each representing the past, present, and future. She draws a card that shows a man and a lion, meaning something big is coming. The grandmother then entrusts Calypso with a special herbal potion, a family heirloom passed down through generations, instructing her that she will intuitively know the right moment to use it. Kravenov's family arrives in North Tanzania for hunting. They hunt a deer, and the father gives his sons a lecture about survival.
Never fear death. They are prey. We are predators. Dmitri, don't look so weak. Be a man.
They set up camp for the night, where younger brother Dmitri complains about father's distant behavior with him to Kraven, but he relaxes him. It is revealed that Dmitri is Nikolai's illegitimate son. The next day, as the family was leaving along with their father's men, they saw a lion who attacked Kraven and Dmitri.
What is your name?
Alexei Psitsevich.
No, you do not have name. I am here, teaching my sons the joy of stalking, and your imbecilic voice are stalking me.
Well, Father gets him this time, and he'll become a legend, and we don't have to come here again.
Dmitri?
Dmitri! Move! Sergei!
When he is on the verge of death, a girl named Calypso finds him who ran away from his parents' vehicles out of curiosity, seeing Calypso after Lion's blood drops mixed with Sergei's blood. She calls for help and gives him a serum, which is her mystical family heritage. Meanwhile, the plane arrives at Nikolai's call, and Sergei is entered in it. Calypso leaves a tarot card in Sergei's hand when he is moved to a nearby medical facility. The doctors treat him, but he is still unconscious, making them believe that he is dead. Suddenly, he has visions of a lion, and he wakes up, shocking the doctor. Doctors are surprised by the quick healing process, which is unlike anything they have seen before. After recovering, instead of being comforted by his father, he scolds him.
You must be Sergei's father.
I am here to take him home.
Clinically, he was dead for more than 3 minutes.
He will be leaving with me.
Father,
is the only animal that is dreaded. Fear will eat you. Are you weak like your mother? Crazy? You are old enough to understand. You know my business, yes? You will stay here with me. You never have to be afraid again.
He should have killed you!
What's going on with you?
He decides that he doesn't want to live under his father's harsh control anymore. Sergei chooses to leave his home and his family behind. He packs his stuff and leaves at night when Dmitri sees him leaving. Sergei feels changes in his behavior and some different powers in his body. He starts learning that his physical characteristics have turned animistic. Sergei went to a nearby port and took the ship to Russia. After arriving in Russia, he leaves for the sanctuary owned by his late mother in the middle of the forest. First, he is shocked to see an army of horns running towards him, but gets surprised when they do not attack him. He arrives in a sanctuary that is surrounded by dense forests and untouched nature. Sergei starts to live a life of solitude. He learns to survive by relying on the land, hunting for food, and using his environment to stay safe. Over time, Sergei forms a deep bond with the animals in the area. He observes them closely, understanding their instincts and behavior. While running behind the deer, he hears gunshot sounds. He climbs the tree to see that there is a group of men killing buffaloes. He went there and saw two men taking buffalo horns. In the present, Kraven's plane has arrived near the sanctuary. He leaves the plane and receives messages from his father, who wants him to come back, and his brother, who wants to meet him. Sergei, who goes by Kraven now, works as a vigilante, eradicating criminals. Kraven turns off his phone and catches fish from a nearby lake. He takes a rest in the sanctuary. The next day, he finds a group of men killing and taking bull's horn. He tries to stop by telling them that it is private territory and they are not allowed to hunt.
There's 6 of us and only 1 of you.
There's 6 of you now.
Mr. Taglin, this guy, he won't be bothering us anymore. Where's Mr. Taglin?
You're standing in him.
The men in that book, they're the ones you want. They're the ones in charge. I can help you find them.
Found you.
Meanwhile, in London, Calypso, who has become a lawyer, gets upset after finding out about the death of her friend, colleague, and mentor. At the funeral, she gives a speech. She meets Kraven when she is about to leave the funeral place. She does not recognize him at first, but is surprised to see the same tarot card in his hand that she gave him years ago. He asks her to take revenge on those who killed her friend, and he will help her with that because he loves to do manhunting.
Hunting people down is sort of my thing.
They gonna get him?
Probably not.
What would you say if I told you? I already did.
Later, Calypso finds out the news that the man who killed her friend has been murdered by the hunter. They met, and they had a detailed conversation about their lives. Kraven tells her that the press calls him Hunter, but he prefers Kraven. He lives far away from London, but came here to check on his brother. He answers her question about his father being a gangster. He explains that he is unlike his father and grew up eradicating criminals. She talks about her life. She became a lawyer like her parents. She served 7 years in New York and now works in the biggest firm in Europe in London. He gives her a list of criminals and wants her to become his partner. She leaves after telling him she will think about it.
Well, you're gonna need a lawyer, or worse, if you keep messing around in this world.
What about a partnership? And then I can
Yeah, I get it. If you keep going after the names on that list, people you care about are gonna get hurt.
Meanwhile, Alexei Sitsevich, a Russian mercenary who can transform into a human-rhino hybrid by injecting himself with doses of an experimental serum, went to choose a sniper as his partner for assassinating Nikolai.
Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino? When a rhino sees his opportunity, he doesn't hesitate. He charges in and takes it. We have a winner.
Alexei Sitsevich has planned an assassination attempt on Nikolai by sending hitmen to the club. Nikolai went into the club to discuss his gangster business with a man who is the partner of Alexei while Dmitri was performing as a singer in his club. He sings songs for his father, making him laugh. Suddenly, the man tries to attack Nikolai, but Nikolai swiftly neutralizes the attackers, eliminating the immediate threat.
The Rhino sends his regards.
get attacked. And who do I have to defend me? The piano player. You won't even defend yourself.
He is informed about the failed attack, and we get to the part where I've been rolling from laughter after hearing Rhino scream.
All of our guys are dead.
You're a killer!
Sir, yes, sir!
Let me see your war face!
Sir!
You got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see your war face! Bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face! You don't scare me! Work on...
Gamma gives him a USB that he has found on his door. On USB, they have found Sergei is a hunter and is killing people. Alexei gets excited with the news and decides to hire another assassin. Alexei hires Foreigner, an assassin who has spent years studying Kraven's attack patterns and uses ocular hypnosis to confuse his targets. He kills a prisoner guard by this method in a Russian jail.
1, 2, 3. I'll be seeing you.
Kraven went to Dimitri's apartment by climbing the building and entering through the balcony. Dimitri was taking a shower when he got scared to see someone but became happy after finding Kraven. He wishes Dimitri a happy birthday and wants to take him for dinner. Dimitri insists he change clothes. And later, the two arrive at a restaurant where Dimitri expresses his sadness and frustration for being weak. He doesn't like being weak and getting hate from his father. He wanted to be strong like his brother, but he was not lucky like him. Kraven tries to console him, telling him he should be happy with what he is and not try to become someone else. They are later joined by their father, who hugs Dimitri, wishing him a happy birthday, but Kraven only shakes hands. He apologizes to him for the past and asks him for forgiveness. Dimitri serves them a drink that is given to him by Nikolai as a birthday present. Later that night, Kraven takes Dimitri to his apartment as he is too drunk. Dimitri tells him that he knows Kraven visits him on his birthday because he feels guilty for leaving Dimitri to his father. He tells him that he has forgiven him and then falls asleep. Kraven tries to sleep but finds it difficult, so he goes for a walk to a nearby park and sleeps on the grass. This results in Dimitri being taken prisoner by mercenaries. In the morning, he returns to the apartment just to find everything broken and blood on the bed. After witnessing Dimitri's abduction from his apartment window, Kraven quickly realizes what's happening.
Hey, wait, stop, please, wait. We can figure this out. Game on!
Kraven went to Calypso in her office, where he was stopped by the guard as he was barefoot. But Calypso allowed him to come in. He provides all the details of his brother's abduction to her, and wants to do something for which she promises to find his brother by all means. He then visits his father, who has already received a call asking for ransom money. He gives details of the kidnappers to Kraven, but is not ready to pay cash, as it will make him look weak, who played with the money after getting scared. He shows Dimitri's finger sent by kidnappers to Kraven. Kraven became angry at his father for thinking about his reputation instead of his son's life. Nikolai blames Kraven for abandoning Dimitri and tells him that he will die sooner or later, so paying ransom money will not help.
You're a drug dealer. You let him die, his blood is on your hands.
On my hands?
He was dead the moment he was taken. Whether I pay or not.
You're despicable.
Of course I want him back.
Dimitri is locked in the small room where Omer gives him antibiotics, as they do not want him to die. Calypso calls Kraven and gives him details of Omer. Kraven thanked her before entering the plane and leaving for Turkey. Kraven arrives at the monastery, which is located in a remote, mountainous area in Turkey. The building is old and heavily guarded by Omer's men. He silently takes out the guards stationed outside the monastery, one by one, without raising an alarm.
That's how they
Rhino. He's killed us both now.
Alexei approaches Dmitri and unfolds his hands. He takes him to his office, where he shows him the video of his brother revealing that he is a hunter who kills men on his list. He then explains his body condition to him. He takes serum to stay alive as Rhino. It happened because everyone considered him weak and useless, so he used this way to increase his power. He explains the whole procedure of his experiment to Dmitri. Meanwhile, Alexei sends his men to find Kraven under the rubble, but Kraven is outside, and he kills both men.
We've got Kraven.
He calls Calypso, informing her to leave her place and meet the man waiting outside, who will take her to the safest place. She saw 5 strange men entering the building, so she packed her stuff, including the healing potion, and left the building. She arrives on Kraven's plane and arrives in his hidden sanctuary in Russia, where he was waiting for her. She informs him that some of her men got killed by someone.
We're being hunted.
You're a goddamn lunatic, I swear.
Oh, you just figured that out now?
Alexei and the foreigner leave with Dmitri and their men to capture Kraven. Alexei calls Kraven from Dmitri's phone, asking to join him against his father, but he cuts off his call. Alexei sends his men with weapons to bring Kraven's dead body. Meanwhile, Kraven takes hunting weapons from the sanctuary to prepare himself for attack. Suddenly, the Alexei and men get attacked by the leopard. Dmitri takes the advantage and escapes into the forest. Kraven kills all their men and finds out about the trap they were trying to set up to capture Kraven.
One, 2, 3. The myth.
Honestly, I thought that would be harder. 1, 2.
3, mother.
Calypso uses a crossbow to kill him and bring Kraven back to life. Alexei finds out that Kraven is dead, so he becomes happy and decides to leave as his men have already captured Dmitri again. As the gang was leaving in the vans, they saw Buffalo running towards their vans. Kraven has used...
Video of me, how did you get it?
He deserves to die.
He will.
I wish I never met
You Kravinovs.
Before dying, he reveals that Nikolai was behind everything. After realizing that Nikolai was the one who told Alexei about him, Kraven follows his father to a forest in Siberia to get answers. Nikolai is surprised to see him and asks him how he found him. He drinks alcohol and offers it to him. Nikolai admits that he knew Alexei was after him, and he was a strong opponent, so he used his sons to get rid of him. He was the one who sent Kraven's video to Alexei.
I mean, Dmitri could have died, but that's the price of doing business, right?
No. You would not let anything happen.
Forget about the past. Imagine a future together. I could have come for you years ago, but I didn't. You were my father.
I still am.
Never fear death. Isn't that what you taught me?
A year later, Kraven meets Dmitri for his birthday dinner and drinks. The two start conversing when Kraven gets upset to learn that Dmitri has become a crime lord like Nikolai. Dmitri counters that his brother is a hypocrite after murdering their father and many other men. They leave dinner in half.
Hey, I've always been a chameleon. The Rhino is gone. Dad is gone. It's all just there. I'm gonna take it. Go home, Kraven. Dad left you something.
Sergei goes home to find a gift his father left him. The mane and skin of the lion that nearly killed him as a boy, cut into a vest with a necklace made of fangs. Kraven puts the outfit on and sits in a throne-like chair to admire himself in a mirror. And this is where the movie ends. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video, or else I'm going to go crazy like Rhino.